And welcome back everyone here to the second game of the doubleheader here at St. Mary's Softball Field, or the Park as they call it here, where they have Texas A&M San Antonio against the Louisiana State University Alexandria, where up to bat is number 17 for the Generals. Number 17, Haley Fontenot. In the first game, the Generals were able to get 9 runs, and Texas A&M San Antonio was able to get 1 run, with the Generals being them, where she was able to make contact with the ball as it goes to the right side of the field, and the Jaguars weren't able to quite catch that one, as Haley was able to get the first base there secured. And it seems she does a steal here, going to the second base. Right under everyone's noses, even myself. She just got to the second base. With up next to bat is number 60, Kylie Moody, a sophomore from Groves, Texas.
Number 60, Kylie Moody.
She makes contact going to the right side of the field, and it goes straight into the hands of the Jaguars, as player on the second base was able to successfully get to the third base here. And that will be the first out for the Generals.
Now batting for the Generals.
With up to bat for the Generals is number 38, Maddie Baker, a senior from Sydney, Australia. Again, everyone in the chat, make sure to comment where you're from and who you're supporting, as well as go like and share our YouTube channel and go to our Instagram page at Jaguars Sports Network.
Foul ball.
And that will be a foul ball. With the count being 2-1 and 1 out, with a player on third base.
Foul ball.
She makes contact, but that will be another foul ball, with the ball going to the bleachers to our right side, with the count being 2-2. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and it seems the Jaguars were able to successfully catch that ball, making that the second out. On the other hand, the General player on the third base was able to get a run here for the top of the first inning.
Now batting for the Generals, number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Now up next to bat is number 18, Julia Quackernack. She makes a solid hit, and it seems the Jaguars weren't able to quite catch that, as Julia takes a risk and goes to the second base, and she is safe.
We had the slowest reaction time in any softball I've ever seen in my life.
She better hope she doesn't hear somewhere in the pond. I can just see the next one. Quackernack Pond.
I would guess she probably would not hibernate though.
Now batting for the Generals, number 7, Haley Primrose.
Up next to bat for the Generals is number 7, Haley Primrose, a senior from Jasper, Texas. Primrose has an average of 3.84 and an RBI of 28, standing at 6'1" and majoring in kinesiology.
Okay.
What do you mean by true? Like,
We have three. We have Ryan. We have Alexis and Morgan. Those are your three, and then Kate is the freshman that is supposedly a true pitcher, but she's a relief, and then Barlow.
She makes contact, but that will be a foul ball. Count is 2-1 and 2 outs, with a player on second base. And that will be the third strike, making that the third out for the top of the first inning, with the score being LSUA Generals 1, Texas A&M San Antonio 0. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the first. Welcome back, everyone, here at the bottom of the first at the park here at St. Mary's University softball field, where the Jaguar up to bat is number 5, Kaylee Barlow. In the comments, Julie, who scored the Generals' first run, I believe it was number
Foul ball.
18, Julia Quackernack. I will look into it just to confirm, but I do believe it was number 18. And I got confirmation that yes, the one who got the first run for the Generals is number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Foul ball.
Ball was a little too far to the left, with the count being 1-2. Barlow gets a hit and is able to go to the first base successfully, and she stays there, and she is safe. She was planning on going to the second base, but decided to play it safely.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 21, Christiana.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 21, Christiana Luera, a freshman from Far, Texas. And I stand corrected. I just got confirmation that the one that got the first run for the Generals is actually number 17, Haley Fontenot, a junior from Morgan City, Louisiana. Count is 2-1 and one player on the first base. That'll be the fourth ball as number 21 takes her place at the first base. The Jaguars now have players on first and second base secured. Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 8, Samara Aguilera, a junior from El Paso, Texas. And she gets contact going to the left side of the field, and the Generals aren't able to get that as it went out past the field. Samara Aguilera was able to hit that ball past the fence of the field right there. With that, they were able to get a run for the Jaguars, make the score LSUA Generals 1 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. Tied game with up to bat is number 7, Jordan Henry, a junior from Tomball, Texas. In the chat saying, Julie saying, thank you, my granddaughter. I'm glad that you're able to support family members here, being able to spectate their game, and showing your support. As the count is 1-2 with players on second and third base. She makes contact, ball going near the commentator's booth, and Generals weren't able to quite catch that, as it seems number 7, Jordan Henry, will be batting up again, with the count being 2-2, 0 outs, and players on his second and third base. She makes contact going to the right side of the field. Generals were able to get that, as Jordan was able to secure her spot at the first base. And along with that, number 21, Cristiana Loera, was able to get a run for the Jaguars, making the score LSUA Generals 1 and Texas A&M San Antonio 2. Seems some discussions were made trying to implement what they can to take action here for both teams. Up to bat for the Jaguars is 00, Ashlyn Weinart, a junior from Tomball, Texas.
Number 00, Ashlyn Weinert.
count is 1-1 with 0 outs and players on the first and third base. Great position for the Jaguars to be in, as it is the first inning. She shows bunt and goes straight towards the first base, and that will be the first out, with number 8, Samara Aguilera, being able to go to the home base and getting another run for the Jaguars as she got safe, making the count LSUA Generals 1 and Texas A&M San Antonio 3. Again, I'd like to thank St. Mary's for letting them use their facilities, their field, and their commentators booth. Without them, we wouldn't be able to stream today. So thank you. Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 11, Rachel Warren, a senior from Hurst, Texas. She makes contact going to the right side of the field, but it goes straight to the hands of the Generals. I believe that was number 25 that caught the ball midair. Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 18, Tori Campos, a junior from Winters, Texas, with the count being 1-0 and 2 outs, with a player on the third base. She makes contact, goes straight to the hands of the Generals, making that the third out for the bottom of the first inning. With the final score for the first inning is LSUA Generals 1 and Texas A&M San Antonio 3. We'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the second. Now, we're back here at the top of the second inning, where the score here for the first inning was LSUA Generals 1 and Texas A&M San Antonio 3, where number 15 from the Generals was able to get the ball to the left side of the field, but the Jaguars responded quick, making that the first out of the game. Again, that was number 15, Caitlin Dunbar, a junior from Spring, Texas.
Now batting for the Generals, number 19, Jillian Howell.
Now up to bat for the Generals is number 19, Jillian Howell, a junior from Amarillo, Texas. She makes contact with a strong hit going to the left side of the field, and she advances to first, going past it, takes to the second base, now to the third, and she gets the first home run here for the second game of the doubleheader. Again, that was number 19, Jillian Howell getting a home run here for the top of the second.
Now batting for the Generals, number 16, Kylie Terrio.
Now up to bat for the Generals, number 16, Riley Joe Terrio, where she makes contact, goes straight to the hands of the Jaguars, making that the second out.
Now batting for the Generals, number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
Now up next to bat for the Generals is number 25, Molly Sistrunk, where they have 2 outs and no players in any bases. They were able to get that home run again. With the count being 1-1, 2 outs. She makes contact going to the center of the field where none of the Jaguars were able to get that ball, and she advances to first base and risks it for second base, makes a slide, and she is safe. Quick and effective thinking and movement there by number 25, Molly Sistrunk. As she does a little emo right there, little dance to show how excited she is. Where up next to bat is number 17, Haley Fontenot. She makes contact going to the left side of the field,
Foul ball.
but that will be a foul ball. Count is 1-2, 2 outs, and a player on second base. She makes contact again, going to the left side of the field, where it goes straight to the bleachers, making that a foul ball. Scoreboard shows all twos, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with a player on second. Number 17 seems to be in a tricky situation with it being 3 balls and 2 strikes, and she makes contact going to the right side of the field, but it will be counted as a foul ball. She gets a ball. She will advance to the first base. She makes contact again, going straight toward the center of the field, and she's able to go to the first base. And it seems they get another run by number 25. Molly Sistrunk is able to get another run for the Generals, making it a tied game with LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 3 as well. Now up to bat for the Generals is number 60, Kylie Moody, a sophomore from Groves, Texas. She makes contact going to the left side of the field. Goes towards the practice area, which will be counted as a foul ball, with the count being 1-1, 2 outs, and a player on second base. She makes contact going straight towards the first base, and she is safe while player on the second base goes to the third base. Now they have players on first and third. Now that's to bat for the Generals is number 38, Maddie Baker, a senior from Sydney, Australia, where she's trying to show him bunt, and number 60 steals a base. On the other hand, the player on third base was out, making that the third out of the top of the second, where the score is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 3, making it a tied game. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the second. And welcome back, everyone, here at the park at St. Mary's. We're back here at the bottom of the second inning. This beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon, where the Jaguars got their first out here. We're up to bat is number 15, Alyssa Vicente, a junior from Schertz, Texas. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and she's able to take her place at the first base, securing that spot. We're up next to bat for the Jaguars is number 5, Kaylee Barlow, a sophomore from Shepherd, Texas. Know anything about Kaylee Barlow? She is able to hit with left and right-handed. She's majoring in political science with an RBI of 9. She makes contact going towards the center of the field where the Generals are able to catch that, making that the second out for the Jaguars. Up next to bat for the Jaguars is number 21, Christiana Luera, a freshman from Fart, Texas. They have 2 outs and a player on first base. Christiana Luera has an average of .402 with an RBI of 16, and she's majoring in education, with the count being 2-1, 2 outs, and a player on first base. Seems that'll be her 4th ball, giving her the secured spot at the first base, where the Jaguars have players at the first and second base. Where up next to bat is number 8, Samara Aguilera, a junior from El Paso, Texas. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, where she's able to take her place at the first base. And number 15 from the Jaguars is able to get a run for them at the bottom of the second. Number 15, Alyssa Vicente, being able to get them ahead, where the score is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 4. Where up next to bat is number 7, Jordan Henry. They do have 2 outs with players on the first and second base secured. She makes contact going to the right side of the field, going to the first base. And it seems that the Generals responded back with a great catch, making that the 3rd out, where the score for the second inning is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 4. We'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the 3rd. And welcome back here at the park at St. Mary's at the top of the third inning, where the current score is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio is 4. Where up to bat for the Generals is number 38, Maddie Baker. Count is 3-0. She gets another ball. She will take her place at the first base. And that makes it the fourth ball. She goes straight to the first base.
Now batting for the Generals, number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Now up next to bat for the Generals is number 18, Julia Quackernack. Count is 0-2 with a player on first base. Yulia needs to make sure not to get under the strike, and she makes contact going to the right side of the field. Jaguars decide to go to the first base. She dodges it and continues to the second. And she is safe. Take that back and see she is out, making that the 2 outs in this one run here. Both players got out. The quick thinking of the Jaguars. The count being 0-0 and 2 outs. Seems there's a little discussion between the coach and the umpire here.
Now batting for the
Where
Generals,
up to
number
bat for
7,
the
Haley
Generals
Primrose.
is number 7, Haley Primrose, a senior from Jasper, Texas. Haley Primrose standing at 6'1", a senior majoring in kinesiology. Count is 3-1 with 2 outs. Now be her 4th ball, and she takes her place at the first base.
Now batting for the Generals, number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
Up next to bat for the Generals is number 15, Caitlin Dunbar. She's standing at 5'8", a junior with an average score of .383, where she makes contact and goes straight towards the first base. And it seems player on the first going to the second is safe. The Generals now have players on first and second with 2 outs.
Now batting for the Generals, number 19, Jillian Howell.
Up next to bat for the Generals is number 19, Jillian Howell. She makes contact going towards the roof here at the booth. Where the ball almost heads towards us. Thank God for this booth here. Thank you, St. Mary's, for letting us use their facilities again. Count is 3-1 with players on first and second secured and 2 outs. She makes contact, ball heading to the roof again. That'll be a foul ball, making it a strike. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and she takes her place to the first base, but the Lady Jags were able to get another out, making that the 3rd out here at the top of the 3rd, where the score is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 4. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the 3rd. Welcome back, everyone, here in this sunny Saturday afternoon at the park, where up to bat for the Jaguars is number 00, Ashling Weinart. Again, make sure to comment where you're from and who you're supporting, as well as go and like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and go give us a follow on our Instagram at Jaguars Sports Network. She makes contact going to the center of the field, and the Generals are able to respond with a nicely done catch, making that the 1st out for the bottom of the 3rd.
Now
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 11, Rachel Warren. Rachel Warren is standing at 5'5" with a major in kinesiology and has an .12 average with an RBI of 13. She makes contact going to the left side of the field. And it seems like that was a foul ball.
Foul ball.
That will be another foul ball. Throw was a little too far to the right. Making the count 2-2 and 1 out. She makes contact going to the left side of the field,
Foul ball.
but it counts as another foul ball. Another contact, and she goes straight to the first base and stays there.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 26, Haley McDonald.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 26, Haley McDonald, a junior from Magnolia, Texas. Haley McDonald has a .212 average and RBI of 2, where she's appeared in 22 overall games and 12 conference games. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and she is out. While a player on the first base was able to successfully do a little slide there and get to the second base.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 16, Emily
Now up to bat for
Palacio.
the Jaguars and number 16, Emily Palacio. She is majoring in business with a .059 average and 3 RBIs. She appeared in 27 overall games and 14 conference games. As count is 2-0, 2 outs, and a player on the second base. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, but that will be a foul ball going to the bleachers. Ball's a little too far to the right, making that the third ball. And And that will be the fourth ball, making her take her place at the first base. Jaguars now have players on first and second with a total of 2 outs for the bottom of the third.
Now batting for the Jaguars.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 15, Alyssa Vicenti. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, takes her place at the first base, but it seems looks like all bases are filled for the Jaguars, which is a great position. Where up next to bat is number 5, Kaylee Barlow. It's a little tricky position. They do have all bases filled, but they do have 2 outs. She makes contact going to the center of the field where the ball goes between the players here, the Generals, and they Lady Jags are able to get another run. Number 11 being able to get that run. Rachel Warren but then score. Now being LSUA 3, Texas A&M, University San Antonio 5. They do have 2 outs, but they still have players at first, second, and third. All bases filled. Where up to bat for the Lady Jags is number 21, Christiana Luera. Count is 2-1, 2 outs, and all bases filled for the Jaguars. She makes contact going to the right side of the field where the Generals are able to respond back with a great catch, making that the 3rd out for the bottom of the 3rd, where the score is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 5. We'll see y'all. We're going to a little break and see you at the top of the 4th inning. And welcome back, everyone, to the top of the fourth here at the park on a nice sunny Saturday afternoon. Where up to bat is number 16, Riley Jo Terrio, where she makes a successful contact, but the Lady Jags respond back with a great catch, making that the first out for the top of the fourth.
Now batting for the Generals, number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
Now up next to bat for the Generals is number 25, Molly Sistrunk. She makes contact going to the left side of the field. And it seems that the sun's glare did not obstruct the player's view, and they were able to catch that ball, making that the second out for the Generals. Where up next to bat is number 17 for the Generals, Haley Fontenot, a junior from Morgan City, Louisiana. Haley has a .467 average with total runs of 98, total hits 136 with an RBI of 66. Count is 3-0 with 2 outs. She gets under the ball. She will take her place at the first base. Seems that will be a strike. There's another strike, making the count 3-2 and 2 outs. That will be her third strike, making that another out. Total of 3 outs for the top of the fourth. With the score for the top of the fourth is LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 5. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the fourth. And welcome back, everyone, to this beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon here at the park, where up to bat is number 8, Samara Aguilera. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, where the Generals aren't able to quite catch that, and she takes her place at the first base. Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 7, Jordan Henry. Seems it's a switch in the first base from number 7 to number, number 8 to number 10, Taylor
Now batting
Gage.
for the Jaguars, number 7, Jordan Henry.
Come on, Rory. Killing it.
She makes contact, and the Generals aren't able to quite catch that. She's able to take her place at the first base. The player on the first base heading to the second was ultimately out, making that the first out for the bottom of the fourth. Up next to bat for the Jaguars is number 00, Ashley Weinart. She makes contact going to the center of the field, where she's able to go to the first base. Player on the first base goes to the second safely. Jaguars now have players on first and second. We're up next to bat for the Jaguars is number 11, Rachel Warren. Seems that they're having a little discussion here in the middle of the field. Seems there will be a change in pitcher for the Generals.
Thank you.
Looks like the new pitcher for the Generals is number 14, Kirsten Martinez.
Now pitching for the Generals, number 14, Kirsten Martinez. Now batting for the Jaguars, number 11, Rachel Ward.
And again, up to bat is number 11, Rachel Warren. She shows bunt and goes to the first base and is out, making that the second out for the Jaguars. Where for the Jaguars up next to bat is number 26, Haley McDonald.
26, Haley
With
McDonald.
2 outs, and they still have players on the second and third base. She makes contact going to the right side of the field as she takes her place at the first base, as number 7 is able to get a run. Player on the second base advances to the third. Making the score, LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 6. But the player who was able to get a run was number 7, Jordan Henry.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 16,
Now,
Emily Palacio.
now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 16, Emily Palacio.
Sweet. Phenomenal. I just swung.
She makes contact,
Foul ball.
but that would be a foul ball. That will make the count 1-2, 2 outs. Players on first and third. She makes contact going to the left side of the field where the Generals respond back with a great catch, making that the third out. The score being LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 6.
Generals 3.
We'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the 5th. Welcome back, everyone, here at the top of the 5th. We're up to bat for the Generals is number 60, Kylie Moody. Standing on 5A, she has a .37 average with 52 runs, 80 hits, and an RBI of 46. As she makes contacts and ball goes to the left side of the field, and she is out as the Lady Jaguars were able to respond back with a great catch.
Now batting for the Generals, number 38, Maddie Baker.
Up next for the Generals up to bat is number 38, Maddie Baker. She makes contact going to the left side of the field. Jaguars respond back with quick thinking, making that another out for the Generals.
Now batting for the Generals, number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Up to bat for the Generals is number 18, Yulia Quackernack. Count is 3-0 with 2 outs. If she gets another ball, she will secure her place at the first base. That'll be the 4th ball as number 18 goes and takes her place at the first base. We're up next to bat for the Generals is number 7, Haley Primrose.
Number 7, Haley Primrose.
She makes contact as the ball goes to the left side of the field and reaching the bleachers. That'll be counted as a foul ball. Count is 0-2 with 1 player on the first base. She makes contact, goes straight up.
Foul ball.
And that'll be counted as a foul ball. Yulia Quackernack was able to successfully steal the second base while everyone's backs are turned. Count is 1-2, 2 outs, and a player on second base.
Foul ball.
As that will be another foul ball. She makes contact, ball going to the left side of the field where the Jaguars are able to respond back with a great throw, not letting the sun's rays get into the eyes. That will be the 3rd out. The end of the top of the 5th, with the score being LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 6. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the 5th. And welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 5th inning, where Up to bat for the Jaguars is number 15, Alyssa Vicente. She makes contact going to the right side of the field, and the Generals are able to respond back with a great catch, making that the first out for the bottom of the fifth. Where up to bat for the Jaguars is number 5, Kaylee Barlow. Scoreboard shows all ones, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out, with no players on any bases. Ball was a little too far to the left. That'll be counted as a ball. Making the count 2-2 and 1 out. She makes contact going to the right side of the field, where she runs and takes her place at the first base. We're up to bat for the Jaguars is number 21, Christiana Luera. She makes contact. Ball going to the left side of the field as player on first base advances to second, and number 21 takes your place at the first base. Jaguars now have players on both first and second base. We're up to bat for the Jaguars is number 8, Samara Aguilera. She makes contact. That ball will be a foul ball, with the count being 2-2 and 1 out, with players on first and second bases. She makes another contact going to the center of the field, and the Generals aren't able to catch that ball as they have a chance to get a run, as number 5, Kelly Barlow, gets a run. The same goes for number 21, Christiana Luera. Both number 5, 21 get 2 runs here, making the score LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 8.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 7, Jordan Henry.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 7, Jordan Henry, the player on second base, and 1 out as she makes contact going straight to the center of the field. And the Generals aren't able to catch that, giving her a chance to secure a spot at the first base. In the chat, homie number 3ZY saying Samara the GOAT. Up to bat for the Jaguars is number 00, Ashley Weinart.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 00, Ashlyn Weiner.
She makes contact going to the right side of the field, but that would be a foul ball, making that a strike. Scoreboard shows all ones, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out, with players on first and second base. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, where it seems there was a little, where it seems like the Generals were able to get 2 outs right there, making that 3, where that does it for the bottom of the 5th inning, with the score being LSUA Generals 3 and Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars 8. We'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the 6th. And we're back here at the top of the 6th inning, where number 15 from the Generals, Caitlin Dunbar, is able to secure her spot at the first base.
Now batting for the Generals, number 19, Jillian Howell.
Up to bat for the Generals is number 19, Jillian Howell. Jillian Howell standing at 5'10", has a total of .30 sits, 27 runs, 57 hits, as it seems that she takes her place at the first base and advances to the second, giving the opportunity to number 15 to get a run here for the Generals. Number 15, Caitlin Dunbar, was able to get another run for the Generals, making the score LSUA Generals 4 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 8.
Suck. Runner. 12 came in.
Player on number
Generals, number 16.
Player number 12 seems to have taken a place for the player on second base. Where up to bat is number 16, Riley Joe Terrio. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, but that we count it as a foul ball, making the count 0-2, 0 outs, and a player on second base. Seems number 12 was able to steal a base at the going from second to third. She makes contact, ball going to the left side of the field as she takes her place at the first base. And number 12 is able to get a run while player gets to make a home run for the Generals. She does a little victory dance. Everyone celebrates. Scores now LSUA General 6 and Texas A&M University San Antonio 8. Player who made the home run is number 16, Riley Joe Terrio.
Get out of there. Get out of there.
Seems the Jaguars will have a little discussion with their coach in the center of the field to talk about what just happened. Seems the pressure the Jaguars were emitting to the Generals did not work for this inning, as they were able to get 3 runs at the top of the 6th and with 0 outs. Looks like there'll be a change of pitchers for the Jaguar, that being number 9, Alexis Obregon. We're up to bat for the Generals is number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
Now batting for the Generals, number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
She makes contact, ball going towards the top of the roof, making that a foul ball. Count is 1-1 with 0 outs. She makes contact, ball going to the left side of the field as she goes straight towards the first base. But the Jaguars respond back with a nice catch, making that the first out for the top of the sixth.
Now batting for the Generals, number 17, Haley Fontenot.
Now to bat for the Generals is number 17, Haley Fontenot. She makes contact going to the right side of the field as she takes her place at the first base and secures that spot. Up next to bat for the Generals is number 16, Kylie Moody.
Now batting for the Generals, number 60, Kylie Moody.
She makes contact going to the left side of the field where number 17 does a slider to be safe, but she is ultimately out, making that the second out for the top of the sixth.
Now batting for the Generals, number 38, Maddie Baker.
Now to bat for the Generals is number 38, Maddie Baker. Count is 2-0 and 2 outs with the player on first base. She makes contact, but that will be counted as a foul ball. That will be its third strike, making that the third out for the top of the sixth, with the score being LSUA General 6, Texas A&M University San Antonio 8. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the sixth. And we are back here at the bottom of the sits on this beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon at the park, where up to bat is number 11, Rachel Warren. Count is 3-0. She gets into the ball. She will take her place at the first base. And that will be the first strike. She makes contact going to the right side of the field as she takes her place at the first base, securing that spot. Where up next to bat for the Jaguars is number 26, Haley McDonald.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 26, Haley McDonald.
She makes contact, ball going to the left side of the field, and number 11 does a little slide and is safe. Jaguars now have players in the first and second base. We're up to bat for the Jaguars is number 16, Emily Palacio.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 16, Emily Palacio.
She makes contact going to the left side of the field. That would be a foul ball.
If they win, they'll have a great senior day. For once.
She shows bunt and goes towards the first base and is out, making that the first out for the bottom of the sixth. Where players on first and second base advance to second and third.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 15, Alyssa Vicente.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 15, Alyssa Vicente. Count is 2-0 and 1 out with players on second and third base. Count is 3-1 and 1 out. She gets into the ball. She'll take her place at the first base. And she makes contact going to the left side of the field. And the Generals respond back with a great catch, making that the second out for the Jaguars at the bottom of the sixth.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 5, Kaylee Barlow.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 5, Kaylee Barlow. Count is 1-1 and 2 outs with players on second and third base. And that will be another strike. And it seems the Jaguars take the advantage, and player on third base goes for the run. That was number 11 from the Jaguars, Rachel Warren. The score now being LSUA General 6 and TAMUSA Jaguars 9. She makes contact as ball goes towards the center of the field, where the pitcher throws it to number 19, and that will be the third out for the Jaguars, where they were to get one run for the bottom of the sixth.
At the end of 6,
At the end of sixth, LSUA Generals get 6 and TAMUSA Jaguars 9. We'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the seventh. And welcome back, everyone, to the top of the seventh inning of this beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon at the park at St. Mary's, where LSU Generals have 6 runs and TAMUSA Jaguars have 9. We're up to bat for the Generals is number 18, Yulia Quackernack. Count is 3-0. Julia Kwekkernak standing at 5'6" from the Netherlands with a .522 average. 31 runs, 48 hits, and an RBI of 34 as she makes contact and goes to the left side of the field, and she is safe, securing that spot at the first base.
Now batting for the Generals, number 7, Haley
Now up to bat
Primrose.
for the Generals is number 7, Haley Primrose. She makes contact as the ball goes towards the left side of the field, and player on first goes ahead and is safe, while Primrose seems to be out, making that the first out for the top of the 7th. Where up to bat for the Generals is number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
Now batting for the Generals, number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
Count is 1-1 and 1 out with a player on second base. Caitlin Dunbar is standing at 5'8" with a .383 average, 24 runs, 36 hits, and an RBI of 36. She makes contact, hitting the ball to the left side of the field as the Lady Jags are able to catch that ball, making that the second out.
Now batting for the Generals, number 19, Jillian Howell.
Now up to bat for the Generals is number 19, Jillian Howell. Count is 1-1 with 2 outs and a player on second. As she makes contact, the ball goes to the left side of the field as it dodges the Lady Jags. And number 18 was able to successfully get a run for the Generals.
Now batting for the Generals, number 16, Kylie Tirio.
Now it's back for the Generals is number 16, Riley Jo Terriot. She makes contact. The ball goes towards the center of the field, and she's able to go to the first base, while player who was previously in the first base skips past the second and goes to the third.
Oh my gosh!
Now it seems in the center of the field, the Jaguars are having a little conversation as to what they can do as the scores are getting closer and closer. Again, LSUA Generals have a score of 7, and TAMUSA Jaguars have a score of 9. 2-point game difference.
Oh, that's my team right there. The Rockies. Or the closer for the Yankees.
Where up to bat for the Generals is number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
Now batting for the Generals, number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
As player on first base steals second base while everyone's backs were turned. Now the count is 1-1, 2 outs, and players on second and third base. She makes contact. That will be a foul ball. She makes contact. The ball goes to the left side of the field, and player on third advances, but the player on second is out, and that does it for the top of the 7th, with the final score being LSUA out General 7th and TAMUSA Jaguars 9. Again, thank you all for viewing. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, as well as go follow our Instagram at Jaguar Sports Network. Again, thank you for showing your support, spectating. Again, I'm your host, Brian Lopez, and thank you all.